it's Presley at ActOutGames.com here, and today is Comic Book Thursday, and we are going to be reviewing Princeless 3 and Lumberjanes 17. So let's start with Princeless. This is Princeless Book 4, Be Yourself, number 3, so it's not like the third Princeless overall, not including like the Raven stuff, but Princeless has been really epic recently, and I'm very excited. Not that it hasn't been epic in the past, but it's really good recently. So if you haven't been keeping up with the Princeless stuff on the main books, not the Pirate Princess, what it is when a princess turns 16, she's locked up in a castle. She's locked up in a candle, I was about to say. She's locked up in a castle, and there's like a dragon or any kind of monster set up to guard her, and they have to wait for a prince to go and rescue her. But this one girl, Adrienne, decides that she doesn't want to do that, and she does not want to sit in a castle and wait for a prince to rescue her. She thinks she can rescue herself. So she does. She sneaks out of the castle with her dragon. She befriends her dragon, gets out of the castle, and dresses up as a knight. Well, she kind of is a knight. So, and she tries to go rescue her sisters, and in this book she gets to one of her sisters' castles. They're all about that we need more strong female characters in comic books, and they're doing so many really cool, strong female characters, and they're not. And the way they're doing it, they're not like all of the bad guys are men and all of the good guys are women. Like, that is not how it works. Like, they're doing it to give more strong female characters, but not being sexist towards men also. So it's really good. So she gets to one of her sister's castles and is trying to rescue her. Except she finds out that her sister already has a boyfriend, and her charming and her knight in shining armor disguise doesn't exactly work. So she goes and talks to her sister, and she's pretty much fed up with all this stuff that's going on. She is fed up with all the drama. She's been trying to get eaten a lot. She's been locked in a tower. She's been stuck in burning buildings. She's fed up with everything. And also her friend dumped swamp water on her hair, and it was also on fire. So she is very upset. So she's just kind of pouting in her castle and with her sister, who is very like stereotypical perfect princessy, and it's really nice to see a character of these done well. So it's not like a really big insult to anyone who's ever written a character like that. I've written characters like that. Don't even get me started on talking about Princess Wolf. But it's kind of done in a good way, and she seems like she would be redeemable as a character and be able to be converted into a less suey and actually very interesting character, because I love her design. It's very Victorian, and the colors work really well together, so she looks really interesting, and I hope that she evolves. And in this comic, which I really like, it kind of splits a little bit, leaving enough suspense, but there is a cliffhanger at the end, but it's tiny cliffhangers is what I call them. Like in a book where a chapter ends in a dramatic way, and then it switches to another story. So it kind of does that, and it is really good. And it switches to her dragon story, Adrienne's dragon, and her dragon is learning about the monster farm that she came from, and she finds another monster, the Grimarax, which looks horrifying when you first see it, but then you actually see its true self, and it is the most adorable thing of all time. It's so cute! We've also met the artist and writer of this book, Jeremy and Emily, a couple times, and they are really nice, and I'm really glad that this comic book is kind of taking off. So now let's move on to Lumberjanes. So Lumberjanes, as always, is really amazing. At the beginning, it has a flashback of Rosie and Abigail together, and they are like running around in this really magical forest, and they talk about magical appearances that have been happening at the Lumberjanes camp. So it seems like that's been happening for a while, and it isn't a new thing. So then they start in the actual book where Abigail is trying to kill the Grimarax, and the Lumberjanes and Barney, who is kind of a Lumberjane at this point, they made it to Abigail's house and are trying to find stuff on the Grimmerax. And Ripley is really amazing in this book. She's finding all sorts of things, but they figured out that the Grimmerax likes diamonds, and the Grimmerax would be merciful if they give them diamonds. So the Lumberjanes, they go to give the Grimmerax these diamonds and shiny things, and apparently Abigail robbed like the Queen of England because she has all sorts of crowns and stuff like that. So they try to give the diamonds to the Grimmerax, and the Grimmerax isn't impressed and kind of laughs them off, thinking like it's some sort of joke. I mean, Abigail is definitely, I don't know if he would usually be merciful, but it seems like he wouldn't usually be merciful to the diamonds. And then they say, my favorite line ever, perhaps 10 minutes of research isn't necessarily sufficient when bargaining with an ancient deity. That's a good quote to live by. Don't use 10 minutes of research to bargain with an ancient deity. And we also find out, this is a new thing that I'm really really happy about in Lumberjanes, is that Jo has 2 dads. And that is very amazing that she has her dads, and it's good, there's representation, and it's good, and I like it. And it actually is written like a summer camp that I would want to go to, and it's really cool that someone's actually writing something that I am interested in, like kind of something that I would want to be going to. Like seriously, it would be really cool for me and some of my friends, even just me, but hopefully me and my friends, if it was real, to go to like a Lumberjanes camp. So that was my review of Princeless Book 4 Be Yourself 3 and Lumberjanes 17. They are both really, really good. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.